3 million years ago, on the vast, untamed plains of Africa, our story begins. Not with kings or empires, but with a small, fragile group of hominins, our earliest ancestors. They were on the brink of extinction, caught between fearsome predators and a changing, unforgiving world. The forests were shrinking, the open savannas were expanding, and with them came a new, terrifying challenge: survival. How could these early humans, with no sharp claws, no powerful fangs, and no great speed, possibly survive? They had something else. They had their minds, their hands, and an unbreakable spirit of cooperation. They looked at the world not just with fear, but with ingenuity. A sharp stone wasn't just a rock, it was a tool, a knife, a potential key to a future they could barely imagine. Their target was not small game. To feed the group, to provide the vital fats and proteins needed to fuel their growing brains, they had to aim higher. They had to hunt the megafauna, the colossal beasts that roamed the plains. Spadgeon, staring down a creature the size of a modern-day elephant, armed with nothing more than a sharpened stone and a wooden spear. It sounds like madness. It was a necessity. This was the birth of the hunt. It wasn't a sport. It was a life-or-death ballet of strategy and endurance. A team of hunters would work together, tracking a beast for days, studying its movements. Waiting for the perfect moment of weakness. They would use the landscape to their advantage, driving the animal towards a cliff or into a bog. Every step was a calculated risk. A single mistake, a moment of hesitation, could mean a gruesome end for a hunter, and starvation for their family. Picture the scene: the dust kicking up, the deafening roars of a panicked beast, the shouts of the hunters communicating in a language we can only guess at. It's a frantic, desperate struggle. They would dart in, inflicting wounds with their crude hand axes, and then retreat, letting exhaustion and blood loss do their heavy work. This was a war of attrition. The courage it took is almost incomprehensible. They weren't just hunting for a meal. They were fighting for the very existence of our lineage. And when the giant finally fell, the work was far from over. The real danger had just begun. The scent of blood would draw every predator for miles. Saber-toothed cats, giant hyenas, and packs of scavenger dogs. The hunters had to work quickly, butchering the carcass with their stone tools, carving away a future for their clan, piece by bloody piece, always watching their backs for the next threat lurking in the tall grass. Every successful hunt was a monumental victory, a feast that brought life and hope. But it often came at a cost. Many hunters would return with terrible injuries, and many would not return at all. Their sacrifice was the price of our evolution. It was this protein-rich diet, won through unimaginable danger, that allowed our brains to grow, to develop language, culture, and the complex societies we know today. So, when we look back at these first hunters, we see more than just primitive figures struggling in a savage world. We see pioneers. We see the architects of humanity. Their courage, their ingenuity, and their willingness to sacrifice for one another laid the foundation for everything that followed. They were the first to stand together, face the impossible, and shape their own destiny on a planet that seemed determined to erase them. Their story is our story. It's a brutal, beautiful, and profoundly human tale of survival. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey back in time. If you found this story as fascinating as we do, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into our incredible past. We'll see you in the next one.